Right now this morning, rail crossing controversy, why a new proposed change is leading to heated debate among city leaders. And a loan offer that seemed legit until the calls kept coming, the warning signs of a growing phone scam and how to protect yourself.
Plus, a quick round of sunshine with some particularly increasing clouds to the day, maybe some rainfall in the forecast. We go to the next few days. More about that in just a moment.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. Yesterday afternoon was great. The sun was out, felt nice. Love to see that.
We'll get you some sunshine today,
Okay,
though.
great.
We'll try that. But we have maybe a slight chance of rainfall getting in the picture. We're also going to have about a 20% chance of that occurring. Yesterday, I showed you what was happening. We could see some rainfall possibly by 4 o'clock. Well, that was yesterday. Today's a different story. Looks like it may be a little bit rougher. Perhaps later on tonight, that rainfall will be on the way. We're also going to have tomorrow, though, we'll be in the rainfall pretty much all the way through the morning and the afternoon, and then take a break. And then by the time we finish out the evening commute and go into about the 10 o'clock hour, we'll get some more rainfall possibly coming back. I put storms down there because we may have a storm or two well down to the south, like I've showed you last hour if you were watching our show. Now we'll get into some Friday rainfall, which is back to a 20% chance, so it may not happen that much. We're also looking at Dallas all the way into areas right by Memphis as well, carrying up into St. Louis, the possibility of severe storms edging closer to us. It'll get to the point where we'll get some cloud cover out of that. We'll go cloudy today. Later on, we'll also go cloudy tomorrow, and eventually we'll even see this bringing some moisture working in the picture. High pressure is beginning to build, though. We're going to see it on both areas as we go into next week, where we'll see an omega block. We'll have high pressure pretty much on the right side and the left side of the nation, and in the central portion, well, you know how that goes. As we go right into it here, eventually I'll have more weather coming up for you, let you know how this all shapes up for you going into your nice looking weekend, so stick around.
Thank you, Art. President Trump traveled to Michigan yesterday, taking a victory lap, so to speak, marking his first 100 days in office. The president played up his actions on immigration and the economy, two issues he campaigned on. President Trump also downplayed concerns his trade war could hurt the economy, despite falling consumer confidence. CBS's Jared Hill reports.
Hello, Michigan. 100 days in, President Donald Trump back in campaign mode, touting accomplishments in Michigan, which helped send him back to the White House.
In 100 days, we have delivered the most profound change in Washington in nearly 100 years.
The president played up what polls show as his strongest issue, immigration, even showing a propaganda video shot by the El Salvadorian government showing undocumented immigrants the administration has sent to a prison there.
We are delivering mass deportation, and it's happening very fast.
The president also defended his trade war, especially with China.
We're ending the greatest job theft in the history of the world.
Ahead of his trip to the car manufacturing hub, the president eased some tariffs on automakers, cutting the 25% tax on steel, aluminum, and other critical materials. Uncertainty sparked by his trade policies sent consumer confidence plummeting this month to its lowest level since the start of the COVID pandemic. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
President Trump creates what I would call strategic uncertainty in the negotiations.
In an interview with ABC News, the president downplayed concerns.
Everything's going to be just fine. It wouldn't have been if I didn't do this.
Reaction mixed in Michigan.
Yeah, it's going to hurt us a little bit now, but in the long run, it's going to be all American, buy American.
We feel like our country is being taken away by Donald Trump.
Continuing the president's promise to shrink the federal workforce, yesterday 400 scientists directed by Congress to study climate change were dismissed.
The president also voiced strong criticism of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell during yesterday's rally, while expressing confidence in Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, despite recent controversy over shared military information. Former Vice President Harris set to deliver a major address today, just after President Trump marked his first 100 days. She will present her critique to a network of Democratic women seeking elected office. That speech comes as she considers her political future, potentially a run for California's governor or another presidential bid. Major business leaders head to the White House today as President Trump showcases his economic achievements. The event will highlight investments made in the U.S. during Trump's first 100 days in office. Tech giants and pharmaceutical leaders are set to join the president. Down Pennsylvania Avenue at the Capitol, a new Senate resolution on whether or not trade deficits are a national security threat could get a vote as soon as today. As Amy Kiley reports, the measure is an effort to stop some of Trump's tariffs.
A trade war is ultimately paid for by taxpayers.
The Senate could vote as early as today on a resolution that would effectively block some of President Donald Trump's tariffs. That's according to its co-sponsor, Senator Rand Paul. He predicts enough of his fellow Republicans will vote with Democrats for it to pass.
So I have two objections. One is the emergency, and then there's the economic objection to tariffs.
The Constitution gives Congress the power to impose duties, but a law lets the president do so under a, quote, unusual and extraordinary threat. Trump's executive order from April 2nd declares trade deficits rise to that level. The Senate resolution would terminate that declaration.
Should the president have 100% of the authority in this particular area, and I think some of us think Congress probably ought to have some impact on that.
The resolution has almost no chance in the House, where language in a new rule protects Trump's tariffs.
We're using the rules of the House to prevent political hijinks and political stunts, and that's what the Democrats have.
Almost all mainstream economists say tariffs are inflationary. Trump and his supporters say they'll benefit Americans in the end.
When you're going through all this, you got to take the long view. And I think his policy decisions are the right ones. And I think over time, that will bear fruit.
Earlier this month, the Senate passed a similar resolution blocking tariffs on Canadian goods. That was effectively dead on arrival in the House. Wisconsin is joining 23 states suing the Trump administration over AmeriCorps cuts. The lawsuit follows last week's announcement terminating all federal grants from that agency's programs. States argue the cuts are illegal and cripple the agency's ability to function. In Wisconsin, the move will end math, literacy, recovery, and conservation programs at 300 sites. Nearly 430 AmeriCorps members across the state will lose their positions as well. The governor announcing that lawsuit in a release, stating in part, quote, once again, the Trump administration is trying to cut federal funding that Congress has already approved and Wisconsin is counting on to help kids, families, and communities across our state. Madison's former city clerk violated multiple policies when 200 ballots went uncounted, according to a new report. That report by investigators shows Maribeth Witzel-Bell failed to promptly report 200 of those ballots, waiting till December 18th to do so. Investigators determined the missed votes would not have changed any election results. Minnesota Congresswoman Angie Craig is bringing her moderate appeal to the U.S. Senate race. Craig will run for outgoing Senator Tina Smith's seat. The 2nd District representative outperformed Democrats nationally in November, winning her district by 14 points, while Harris won it by just 6. Analysts say that crossover appeal could make her a strong candidate.
She's come out against some of the Democratic immigration policies. She's taken a more moderate or somewhat conservative position on law enforcement.
The Republican candidates include retired Navy SEAL Adam Schwartzy and Royce White, who lost to Senator Amy Klobuchar in 2024 by double points. A woman missing for nearly 9 years has been found dead. Shanna Boiteau of Chippewa Falls went missing in 2016. She was last seen in St. Cloud in June of that year. A property owner recently found human remains on County Road 74, the location where Boiteau reportedly vanished. The case is still under investigation. A California man who exchanged messages with a Wisconsin school shooter has been banned from owning guns for 3 years. A San Diego judge extended the restraining order against Alexander Paffendorf Monday. He communicated with 15-year-old Natalie Rupno before a fatal shooting she carried out at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison last year. He's apologized but faces no criminal charges. The Milwaukee judge accused of helping a man evade ICE has been suspended by the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan was taken into custody by the FBI Friday. She allegedly led Eduardo Flores Ruiz and his attorney out of the courtroom after learning immigration authorities were seeking his arrest. She's now facing federal charges of obstruction and concealing an individual from arrest. City leaders are pushing back against proposed changes at a North Side Railroad crossing intersection that could impact traffic. News 8's Allison Ferget explains.
Propose a intersection on the north side of La Crosse is mind-boggling to me.
Wisconsin's Department of Transportation wants to make changes to railroad crossings at two intersections, Avon and Hager Streets and Liberty and St. Cloud Streets. According to the DOT's proposal, it's part of a plan related to the Intercity Passenger Rail Project.
We do depend on the railroad, don't get me wrong, and we're grateful, but we're not going to just roll over.
The DOT's proposed modifications include extending medians and adding four-way stops. But at the Liberty and St. Cloud intersection, the plan would create cul-de-sacs on all four existing roadway approaches, cutting off vehicle access to that intersection.
You've got to think about emergency vehicles trying to get through. You've got to think about kids getting back and forth to school. Just generally people moving about their neighborhood.
In the state's proposal, they say the changes will make the area safer, but Goggins says it comes at too high a price.
The destruction of these neighborhoods by this happening would be devastating to the north side.
That's why Goggin and fellow council member Barb Jansen are sponsoring a resolution to contest the DOT's plan.
There are other ways and more thoughtful ways to accomplish change or progress on the north side than shutting down thoroughfares.
Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Ferget, News 8 Now, this morning.
We reached out to the DOT for comment and we have not heard back. La Crosse residents, you've got a chance to help shape the city's future housing and development today. City planners hosting a public session on updating La Crosse's zoning codes. That meeting set to run starting at noon at the La Crosse Library. A 25-minute presentation will explain how current regulations affect housing availability, development costs, and neighborhood design. Officials say these rules determine everything from where apartments can be built to how big your backyard can be. The time now is 6:11, still ahead for us this morning. New economic concerns as consumer confidence hits record lows, why job openings are suddenly disappearing, and the technology behind your faster Starbucks order.
A new phone scam has con artists trying to get personal information, including social security numbers. I'm Katie Weiss, and I'll tell you how the scam works.
For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. The only black all-female military unit to serve in Europe during World War II received the Congressional Gold Medal yesterday. The 6888 Central Postal Directory Battalion arrived in England 80 years ago to tackle a 3-year mail backlog. Just 3 months, these 900 women sorted 17 million pieces of mail. The ever-important job of connecting soldiers with crucial letters from back home. The medal was presented to the family of Unit Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams Early. And as you start to wake up this morning, check this out, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the Cornell Lab bird feeder cam. As you can see, a few birds up this morning eating their breakfast. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is just after the break.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
After the accident, my dad and my wife got together and hired Schwebel, Getz & Sieben.
I think we made absolutely the right choice. They had the communication, they had the wisdom, they had all the knowledge that the company could bring to the table. I was really impressed with how they treated us, and we understood that they were backing us up 100%.
Schwebel, Getz & Sieben will fight to get you a fair settlement. Call or visit Schwebel.com today for a free consultation.
Get an 11% rebate on your next big project. Check out our huge selection of landscaping blocks, including interlock edgers, now on sale for only 99 cents each after 11% rebate. Attract a variety of songbirds and cardinals to your feeder with Enchanted Gardens Cardinal Mix. It's a blend of nutritious seeds that keep birds coming back. Get a 20-pound bag for only $14.99 after an 11% rebate.
Save
For over 40 years, Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Or get over $5,300 total value on select Sierra 1500 models.
Firefighters Credit Union has been a proud member of the community for nearly a century. We're local lenders with repeat borrowers that you know and you trust. Call Firefighters Credit Union today for your next mortgage.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
All right, take a look. Eau Claire looking really good, though. We got some sunshine out there, a few clouds on the increase gradually. The winds themselves are all tapering down gradually. You can see that as well here too as well. We're looking at least 3 to about 9 mile per hour winds through the day coming out of the south. And then eventually we'll hold on to this as you go right back over to La Crosse. There you go. That's Onalaska picking up some pretty decent sunshine as well out there. Man, that's absolutely beautiful out there. Wow, that's a great shot. Thank you, guys. We'll also hold on to the temperatures. We're expecting temperatures to go up to 67 degrees today, kind of drop a little bit as we go right back down. Still maintaining above seasonal average temperatures to getting near seasonal average by a degree or two. Then eventually we're going to bump it up as we get into your weekend, 68 to 75 degrees. We'll hold on to the next 3 days with rainfall popping into the picture here. You're looking at maybe, say, about a ½ an inch, possibly, or less. You get to the western portion of the Mississippi, and you're looking at maybe up to 3/4 of an inch or less in the forecast. All right, so we get into this. We're going to hold on to this. You can see as we get into it, we are looking by today, you're looking at scattered showers, possibly going into tomorrow, I should say. We'll have that kind of decreasing as we go gradually through the night and into Friday. It continues to drop down to about an isolated round of showers going into the overnight hours, finishing out in the morning during the morning commute. So by the time you get through the morning commute, you may have a sprinkle or two in the forecast. How about this, though? We have some severe weather pumping right through most of this northern or southern and central plain states, I should say. And as we get into it, that'll edge closer to us, bringing us the cloud cover associated with what's happening out there. That's a look at your forecast. Alexandra?
In your morning consumer news, Americans' economic outlook drops to COVID-era lows as President Trump marks his first 100 days. The latest Conference Board survey shows consumer confidence falling nearly 8 points this month. The index now sits at its lowest level since May 2020, with recession fears climbing to a 2-year high. Analysts point to growing concerns over tariffs and their potential impact on household budgets.
Basically, anyone who's making a big purchase, whether it's an air conditioner, a refrigerator, a washer, a dryer, is thinking much harder about tariffs than they wish they ever had to. And they're not quite sure what to do or when.
Wolfers also recommends families save a rainy day fund or hold off on that big purchase. Opportunities continue to shrink, meanwhile, for American workers. According to new data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the number of available jobs fell to 7.19 million in March. That is the lowest level since September, well below economists' expectation. Job openings are a measurement of labor market demand. Starbucks is picking up the pace. A Wall Street Journal report says a new scheduling system is cutting drink prep times by about 2 minutes. At test cafes, most drinks during peak hours were done in 4 minutes or less. The system prioritizes orders from the counter, drive-through, and app. No AI involved, but Starbucks says that could change. A new report from the Federal Trade Commission shows consumers reported losing more than $12.5 billion to fraud last year, which represents a 25% increase from the year before. At the same time, people nationwide are receiving voicemails that seem innocent, but experts are warning it's a scam. Katie Wise with the details.
When Brittany Taglarina received a call from a number she didn't recognize, she sent it to voicemail.
Hey there, this is Jessica again.
Jessica claimed to be with a loan processing center.
I've been trying to reach out to you regarding your loan application, but we haven't been able to connect yet.
The message left a number to call back.
When I first heard the voicemail, I initially thought it might have had something to do with my car loan, but what kind of stuck out to me the most was that they said call back by 5 p.m. Pacific time, which I thought was a little strange because my car loan is not on the Pacific coast.
Taglarina realized it was fake when she kept receiving the same exact call from different numbers.
I decided to report it to the Better Business Bureau.
And she's far from alone. The organization says their scam tracker has received hundreds of complaints about the calls from Jessica.
It's a classic phishing scam.
The BBB's Melanie McGovern says this type of scam is often looking for personal information.
We know our social security numbers are very valuable to scammers, so giving up that information, unfortunately, could open you up to identity theft.
Taglarina is glad she reported it.
If I could just prevent one other person from potentially getting scammed, it might help.
Authorities say reporting a scam can help others avoid it and can shut down the scammers.
Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now. He's got a look at our forecast.
All right, I am trying to get you this forecast to show you how this is all going to shape up for the day. We're looking at conditions as we go in the 7 o'clock hour. Sunny skies, 41 degrees for La Crosse. 9 o'clock, you're looking at mostly cloudy skies, working into partly cloudy skies by 11 o'clock. And then by 1 o'clock, we're back into mostly cloudy skies again, 63 degrees in your forecast. Eau Claire, on the other hand, you've got the sunshine popping in at 7 a.m., 39 degrees, picking up to 56 degrees in the 11 o'clock hour. Holding on to partly cloudy skies into the 1 o'clock hour as well, looking at 62, looking pretty good. All right, so we go all the way back into how this plays out into the evening. You're looking at rainfall potential for La Crosse tonight. You can see that going into it here all the way up to at least near the midnight hour. And of course, temperatures in the 60s falling back down to the 50s to finish out. Eau Claire, on the other hand, not so much. So the forecast is pretty much sticking to what I showed you yesterday. So that's what's happening for you. You're going to be seeing some 60s, then start to dial it down for Eau Claire later on in the evening, holding on to highs for today, looking at least 61 to all the way to about 69 degrees, so near 70-degree heat in your forecast. Then we go into how this all shapes up through the 7 o'clock hour, increasing clouds, as you know. You'll see that continue on as we go through it with the limited amount of clouds up to the north, but down to the south, you've got a lot of that cloud cover with the line of that mix coming right through the area here. I should say that line of moisture coming into the forecast, gradually picking up slowly but surely. We go into the 7 o'clock hour and through the most of the evening, nothing much happening. We're also going to see this moisture bring in some rainfall possibly as we go into the wee hours to near sunrise time, going into the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour. Once we get past sunrise, get into the 7 o'clock hour in the morning for tomorrow, you're looking at least light to moderate rainfall. Now, this is looking more robust than it did earlier, but we're also seeing this continue on that same track as I mentioned, coming up from the southwest through Preston, right to La Crosse, and continuing on with that light to moderate rainfall, tracking all the way up to Marshfield, and then doing that all the way into at least the 1 o'clock hour, taking a break. Then by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you're seeing most of that move out of the area to the north. Another batch comes in a couple of hours later, and we're seeing that come in around the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hour into the midnight hour with light to moderate showers. I should say lighter showers coming in as we go right into the midnight hour for Friday. That continues on as we go all the way into the 9 o'clock hour in the morning for Friday. What we're looking at here possibly, as you can see, maybe a half an inch or less in the forecast. You get to La Crosse now, we're back to 3/4 of an inch there and or less working into your forecast. As that happens, Thursday's temperatures 61 to about maybe 64 degrees. The high temperature of the day will be for La Crosse, taking us into more rainfall coming back in as we go right into Thursday for La Crosse and for Eau Claire for Friday. As we finish out, you're looking at the possibilities of, again, warmer temperatures as we go right into Saturday and Sunday. A whole lot of sunshine on the way all the way into next week and drier conditions. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Coming up for us, finals, projects, and pressure. The signs your child's stress may be more than just school fatigue, and what you can do to help after sports.
Coming up next in the Blitz, the GT Redhawks looking to improve upon their good start, plus a tight one in MVC play on the pitch.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like select bags of Timberline mulch, now 5 for $10. All fishing rod and reel combos are on sale. Plus, we've lowered prices store-wide, so you can find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, in original.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. And every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% financing for 72 months on this Silverado, or get $4,350 total value. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $4,000 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
It's time to say not so fast chronic kidney disease. Because with a progressive disease like CKD, slow is good. And believe me, I know all about slow. That's why I'm here to tell you about Jardiance. It's a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So go on, say not so fast CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance for chronic kidney disease.
He say, I can get you onto a ship, but you cannot go home and pack. You just have to go now.
He fled Vietnam to America at the end of the war. Now he returns as a cultural and culinary ambassador. His incredible story, Thursday at 6. The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, on the baseball diamond, the GET Redhawks have had a hot start to the season as they sit atop the Cooley Conference standings, 7-2 in their last 9, and they had the bats red hot last night. Let's go out to Galesville. The Redhawks hosting Sparta. First inning, bases juiced. Mitchell fell, sends one back up the middle to center field. 2-run score. Redhawks go up 3. But now later in the second, 5-0, Aiden Bush all over this pitch. Deep to right field, just barely stays fair. 2 more runs scored. GET up big. Then a few batters later, Daxon Scow with a line shot to right field. Add another one to the tally as the Redhawks take this one in comfortable fashion, winning big 14-0, the final in 5. Girls soccer action, Aquinas hosting West Salem. Panthers won by 8 last year, but much closer this time. Off the scramble, Alexa Myrie shoots it with the left, but saved by Bailey Fawcett. Later in the half, on a free kick, Hayden Zarin lets one fly. Just barely ricochets off the post, still scoreless. Then Maya Hoff with a free kick attempt. Similar story for her as it clanks off the woodwork. This one would end in a 0-0 draw. NBA playoffs, Giannis and the Bucks facing elimination, taking on the Pacers. Good start for Milwaukee in this one. Giannis goes to the cup, lays it in for 2 of his 30 points. Milwaukee up 11. Pacers would come back to take the lead with just under 8 to play. Gary Trent Jr. knocks down the 3. He'd have 8 of them in the game, so we're tied at 87. Then with under 15 seconds left, Indiana down 2. Tyrese Halliburton slips past the defense, throws it down, so we're going to OT. Bucks up 3. Giannis to Trent Jr. Cash. Milwaukee goes up 6, but things would fall apart from there. Milwaukee up 1, but Trent Jr. is going to lose the ball. And the Pacers with one more chance. Halliburton will have it. He's got Giannis on him, cross him up and get to the rack and score. Bucks fall apart late as their season comes to an end. 119-118 the final. Definitely a tough way to end it for Milwaukee. Now, for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to LaCrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
It's weird to admit, but it's true. I'm selling Chevys. 2024 Malibus to be exact, starting at $17,890, $299 down and $299 per month. It's Malibu madness. And they feature great options including heated seats, remote start, Apple CarPlay, and up to 36 miles per gallon. All have low miles with remaining factory warranty. But the bad part is these are getting harder to get. So if you're in the market for an affordable ride, come see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
Save hundreds, one seat at a time on Stressless, the most comfortable furniture in the world. Only at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Right now, take $200 off each Stressless seat. This includes each Laurel or Mint dining chair and home office chair, and each Stressless recliner. You can save $600 on Stressless sofas, $400 on love seats, and thousands on sectionals. Refresh your home with Stressless seating for less. Shop Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Family owned for 100 years.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
Let River City Grill in Winona, Minnesota be your new go-to dinner destination. We provide exceptional service no matter the occasion. From date nights to family outings with the kids, we have something for everybody at the table. Enjoy one of our 23 tap beers and pair it with a burger and fries during our happy hour from 2 to 6 p.m. Or, for a fine dining experience, try our salmon and steak entrees paired with our amazing signature cocktails. River City Grill, located in Winona, Minnesota. Call or book an online reservation today.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one? You don't.
I've been looking for something to hang in my garage.
What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet? Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this. I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to LaCrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your morning medical news, a warning from the World Health Organization: measles risk on the rise in this country. In the U.S., a multi-state outbreak has now hit at least 781 cases. More than 80% are linked to that single outbreak, most in Texas. Nearly 100 people have now been hospitalized. 3 have died. None of them were vaccinated. So far, no confirmed cases in Wisconsin or Iowa, but Minnesota has 2. And believe it or not, we are on the downhill slope of the school year. Students may have a lot on their plates right now, from practices and performances to end of year work. But as the semester starts to wind down, tension can sometimes shoot up, and sometimes anxiety can look different in children and teens than it does in us. Mandy Gaither has more on the surprising signs of academic anxiety.
From end of semester projects to finals, tests, and quizzes, this time of year can feel a little overwhelming.
For a lot of kids, it can feel immensely stressful.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says academic anxiety can have some surprising signs in students. They may start to procrastinate in the morning, try to miss the bus. They may skip class, talk back to teachers, or they may not be able to complete assignments. Baumstein says these signs may seem like behavioral issues, but that's not always the case.
We really want to get curious about what they're communicating and make sure we're getting to the root. Because for some kids, it's actually anxiety.
That starts with opening up a dialogue with your child. Baumstein says to ask open-ended questions and listen to understand, not just to respond. Then validate and normalize what they're going through and focus on the effort they've put into schoolwork all year, not just the outcome.
If they're worried that they might not get that perfect grade, they're going to be feeling really intense pressure.
And if a child seems to really be struggling, Baumstein says reach out for help.
They're not able to go to school. They can't sleep. They're no longer engaging in activities they used to enjoy. They're withdrawing from their friends. They're not talking. They're tearful. These are signs you really want to pay attention to. And we don't want to wait until it's bubbled up to a point of crisis.
While it's natural for parents to want to fix everything for our kids, Baumstein says that doesn't teach them how to cope with their anxiety on their own. Instead, she suggests asking what you can do to help support them, and if the child is up for it, telling the child ways to overcome anxiety. Things that you do in your life, she says. And some local news now. The community gathered yesterday at Blue Heron Coffee House in Winona for a special fundraiser, kicking off this year's Sandbar Storytelling Festival. That event celebrated the art of storytelling with this year's theme, Cuban Havana. In October, the festival will feature 7 speakers from around the world sharing their love of storytelling.
We need to bring back the art of imagination so we can get some kids off from the telephone and get them to think and be creative and become artists and make the world a more beautiful place.
Amen to that. This year's festival is from October 7th through the 11th. Members of the Wisconsin Hmong Lao Veterans Monument Project are cycling for a cause. That group cycling from Sacramento, California to Neillsville, Wisconsin to benefit their organization. The WLVA works to recognize the sacrifices made by their ancestors during the war in Laos.
Time goes by, our elders are no longer with us because of them, and that's how we got here. We want to bring this to the young generations.
They'll finish their ride on May 14th, Hmong Veterans Day. A British man has turned his love for gin into a sprinted mission to save the world's whales. He's opened a library not for books, but for bottles, as CBS's Tina Kraus shows us.
So it's going to be 1 part gin, okay, to 3 parts tonic.
When it comes to mastering the perfect pour, Ollie Bullock isn't just mixing drinks. He's blending passion with purpose.
With the largest gin barring collection in the world, with over 2,000 bottles from 75 countries.
Please head in that way.
His gin library is tucked away on a Portuguese island in the Atlantic, where visitors stop in to swap bottles and sit for a cause.
We came up with this idea that if you bring a gin, I'll swap it for one of the gins I make, known as the Ghosts of the Ocean Range.
For each craft gin he produces, up to $20 goes to help save whales in the region. Another $5 is thrown in for guests who stay at the library's eco-friendly hotel. This Massachusetts tourist says the trick is donating a label not already on the shelves.
We've actually tried hard to find a bottle of gin that isn't in here already, and we have failed so far.
Among the collection, a $100 gin from Kenya and a plastic bottled bargain from Ghana that Bullock calls one of the worst. But even the most humble spirits get shelf space, because here every bottle has a story and every sip supports the sea.
Keeping with the theme of helping the planet, the Gin Gallery runs on solar power with bottles made of recycled glass, and Stopper is produced with a mix of cork and activated carbon. Now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on that morning commute.
All right, and away we go with that. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. I came to work with just wearing a t-shirt. In fact, you're going to be holding on to some light rainfall, probably trying to sneak in. You can see it going through portions of Nebraska as well, edging closer to us. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll also find ourselves with temperatures in the 30s right now, some 40s, low 40s mixing in the forecast. It's absolutely really nice right now. Holding on to 41 degrees with mostly sunny skies as you go into areas by La Crosse. Then by the afternoon, 66 degrees and pleasant conditions in that forecast for you. We'll also hold on to Eau Claire. You're looking at 39 degrees with partly cloudy skies. We're also breaking up those clouds as I speak, eventually getting to mostly sunny skies within a couple of hours from that. We'll also hold on to this afternoon, though, 65 degrees today. Nice out, get out and enjoy that despite even having mostly cloudy conditions. Now, you want to get out and about because why? We could have some showers popping in as we get deeper into the evening. For now, you're looking at pretty good weather as we go right through the morning hours and into the afternoon. You see a 20 to 30% chance in the forecast as well. We'll go into Eau Claire, you're looking at the same sunshine all the way into the possibility of 64 to 66 degrees in your forecast. Highs for today, well, we're looking at maybe 61 to about 67 degrees to 69 down to the south by New Albany. And as we finish out looking ahead, we are looking as we go right into how this plays out later on today. You see the rainfall sneaking in by the 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock hour on the forecast for La Crosse. Eau Claire should follow suit, getting into some cloud cover with the rainfall sneaking in possibly as we go into the overnight hours. That's a look at your forecast. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Art. Coming up for us, a special marketplace bringing some Midwestern makers together this weekend. We'll show you what treasures await.
Right now at Home Sleep Express, get up to $900 off select Beautyrest Black adjustable sets and choose a free gift with purchase. Plus, pay no interest for 5 years and get free white glove delivery. Beautyrest Black and free gift with purchase. Now at Home Sleep Express.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs, plus $1,000 spring bonus cash on select vehicles. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Welcome to Luther High School. We'd like to give you a glimpse into what your child will experience here. Smaller class sizes, focusing on their needs. Exploration of the arts. Students working together. At Luther High School, you'll find a community building a foundation for the future and a family for life. For more information or to schedule a visit, go to lutherhigh.org or find us on Facebook at We Love Luther.
Slow down.
Cut! I get it. Slow motion. Slow down geographic atrophy. But we don't need gimmicks. Stick to the facts. GA, the advanced form of dry AMD, can irreversibly damage your vision. But Syfovre is an FDA-approved eye injection that gives you the power to slow GA. Syfovre was proven to slow GA lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness or are allergic to it. Syfovre can cause severe allergic reactions. Other serious side effects are eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina, which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Act on facts to slow GA. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre. Nope, just the facts.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, get 10% off Area Rug sale prices. Choose from many different shapes, sizes, and patterns with Area Rug experts in every showroom to help you find the perfect rug. 10% off Area Rugs going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back. We're going to run through this one more time, just give you an overview of what's going to happen as we go right through the next few hours. Skies are going to be clearing out in some cases, then coming back again with more cloud cover as we finish out the day today. So in and out of the cloud cover we go, holding on to the 3 o'clock hour. You're seeing fewer clouds up to the north, cloudier skies down to the south, temperatures in the 60s widespread, and we'll carry right back into the possibility of maybe a break down there by Viroqua. You can see that popping in by the 7 o'clock hour before we finish out for the rest of the evening, holding on to really cloudy cloudy skies going into the overnight hours. You're seeing that again with the light rainfall popping into the forecast as we go into the 4 o'clock hour, getting prepared for your morning commute tomorrow. Well, you're looking at some light to moderate rainfall. That'll be associated with that kind of carrying all the way down from Preston to La Crosse, getting down to I-90 and working its way up to I-94 gradually. As you can see, just eking up there towards Eau Claire, possibly get into Wausau as well, and Marshfield. You can see that getting out of the way as we finish out going into the afternoon. And of course, we've got temperatures in the 40s and some 50s up to the north. We'll see that light to moderate rainfall skedaddle out with that area of low pressure associated with it. We take a bit of a break. You see by the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour, nothing happening. By about 10 o'clock or so, we see more scattered showers popping into the picture as we finish out Thursday night, going into Friday overnight with some light to moderate light rainfall kind of sneaking out of the way there. You can see that, but we may see more coming back again for the early morning commute, and it'll be lighter. And that, of course, will be maybe a sprinkle or two to maybe a light douse of rainfall getting in and out as fast as it comes in. As far as rain is concerned, we're looking at maybe 3/4 of an inch or less in your forecast. Highs for Thursday, though, you're looking at 56 all the way up to about, say, 64 degrees. La Crosse will be the top dog there, holding on to some good-looking numbers still above seasonal average. For Thursday, we've got the rainfall you can see across the board from sunrise, going into sunrise as well, going into the 11 o'clock hour, possibly the noon hour with some rainfall chances. It's light rainfall, about a 30 to 40% chance on the forecast. You'll see it's about a 50% chance, though, as we carry in for today. Then same as we go into tomorrow, holding on to sunshine and some more sunshine going into Saturday and Sunday, with the possibility of temperatures on the rise. Middle 70s, they continue to pick up. Upper 70s, they drop down a bit. But as we finish out going to the remainder of next week, we're holding on to high pressure building. So we're going to see possibly those 70s coming back to 80s in the forecast.
Thank you, Art. New this morning, 60 local artisans under one roof showcasing their finest handcrafted treasures. This weekend, Fox Hollow will transform into Market on the Mississippi, and we're joined by some of the organizers this morning to tell us all about it. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. Looks good, smells good too. Excited to see what you've brought. But first, what should we know about the market?
As you mentioned, we're going to be at Fox Hollow this year. This is a new location for us, which we're very excited about. We have 63 vendors. It is both inside and outside. We've got a coffee truck on site, so there will be something for everybody for a beverage. There's also the restaurant on site, which is very helpful for shoppers. They can come and go, grab lunch, come back.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and we've got some signature cocktails too.
Okay, and it's Saturday, right? We've got the hours up for people to see, so it does start Saturday. Is that correct?
It does.
Yes, yep. So the event runs from 9 until 4. An early access ticket is required from 9 to 11, so if you kind of want to avoid the crowds, you can come a little early, and then it's general admission from 11 to 4.
Okay.
All right, so you just, so all right, so we know you just told us about the time. So when can we shop after that? Is there a break, or does it stay open all the way through?
So it'll be open all the way through. So from 9 until 4, you can come anytime. You can purchase a ticket at the door as well.
Okay, good to know there. And does it cost anything to get in?
So it's $10 if you come for early access between 9 and 11. Otherwise, it's just free general admission from 11 to 4.
Okay, great. And so what makes the Market on the Mississippi so special, so different from some other markets we may have seen?
So we started in 2018, and every year it's grown bigger and better. We strive to offer a variety of vendors. We bring back local favorites, and then we also have, we rotate them out each season. It's also owned by 3 women, small business owners as well, so that's kind of special.
So does that mean it's family friendly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, yep. Any age can come. There's going to be something, especially if you're shopping for Mother's Day or Father's Day. We see lots of families come through this time trying to get stuff for grandma or grandpa, or just mom shopping for dads. There's going to be something for everybody, including kids. So.
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea to pick up some stuff and not have to worry about shipping or anything like that. And tell us, so I'm sure this is some of the stuff that we can find. What did you bring today?
Yes, so Destiny's company is sitting here, Confluence Craft Co. This is mine with Velvet Couch Candle Company, and Sabria's with Simple in Nature. So we have a plethora of our own goods, but some of the other goods you can find at the market would be like woodworking items. There's handmade earrings, charcuterie boards. We have a whole plethora. Baked goods. I mean, we have a lot of baked goods actually. So.
Great. So a lot of artisanal
So
delights.
is this all owned, I should say, owned and operated by women? Or
not all of the vendors, no.
Okay.
Nope, we definitely have many women included in this, but not strictly women. Yes.
Okay, good to know there. And any advice for a first timer?
I would say make enough time that you can get a good look around. It doesn't hurt to take a few laps around the entire hall and outside. And just come prepared to have fun. Honestly, we have good tunes, lots of good drinks, NA or not. And it's just going to be a blast. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Are there any food trucks or anything like that as well?
Not with the restaurant on site.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
yep, Fox
Okay.
Hollow is available for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
Okay.
So,
And is there a website people can go if they want to see all these details in one place?
Yes, it's marketonthemississippi.com.
Okay, perfect. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And it is Saturday. A
Yes,
reminder coming
Saturday.
up.
Yes,
it's Saturday.
Well, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, I'm back from the southern border and an exclusive conversation with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, all about immigration and deportation as well. Plus, a special edition of our 3 Meals series. Caitlin Huey-Burns sits down with voters to see how they're feeling about President Trump's first 100 days in office. Also, Oscar winner Gina Davis talks with us about writing her first children's book, hoping to inspire young readers to be themselves. And a very funny person, Samantha Bee. She'll be here in studio. She's got a one-woman show to talk about, and it's on a topic everybody's heard of just about, but most of us don't know enough about it, she says. All that and more at 7.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
I was very nervous actually to make a phone call to any legal firm, and after my initial conversation with Jim, I was immediately at ease. I knew that I was going to be in great hands.
Just knowing that you had someone of that caliber that kind of stand behind you, that was huge.
I chose Schwebel, Getz & Sieben because of the level of trust, confidence, and how comfortable they made me feel.
Get an experienced law firm on your side. Call Schwebel, Getz & Sieben for a free consultation.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Thankfully, American Waterworks offers proven, warranted solutions. Typically less expensive than full replacement and more efficient and lightweight than mud jacking, our methods are designed to last. After all, your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
King Furniture would like to wish all moms a happy Mother's Day. And this year, let's skip the flowers and get her a gift she'll enjoy every single day. It's the Mother's Day trade-in sale at King Furniture, where you can trade in your old furniture and get huge savings on something brand new. Trade in that old tired recliner for a brand new style, or upgrade mom to the bedroom she's always dreamt of. Plus, find savings of up to 60% store-wide. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable, only at King Furniture.
When we say we're stuffed in here like a sausage, we mean it.
Mike and Kyle on the sunny side of 61, Sugarloaf Automotive.
We buy and sell thousands of vehicles every year.
We ship nationwide every week. We buy vehicles nationwide as well.
Here are a few examples of why we are the undisputed price leader.
Mach-E's from $30,000 off new MSRP. Lincoln's from $15,000 off new MSRP. Or how about late model Mustang convertibles from $16,995.
Get to the sunny side of 61.
Sugarloaf Automotive in Winona.
Save the day for Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd. Browse items from dozens of local vendors and enjoy concessions from area food trucks while you shop. All right down Central Ave in Coon Valley. That's Spring Market in the Valley on Saturday, May 3rd in Coon Valley.
He say, I can get you onto a ship, but you cannot go home and pack. You just have to go now.
He fled Vietnam to America at the end of the war. Now he returns as a cultural and culinary ambassador. His incredible story, Thursday at 6. It's an easy puzzle to solve. The one app your phone can't live without. Bringing you local news, sports, streaming video, and a lot more. The News 8 Now app. Get it today. Oh, and good job on the puzzle. Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Welcome back at 6:52. Time for your morning news now. A woman missing for nearly 9 years has been found dead. Shanna Boiteau of Chippewa Falls went missing in 2016. She was last seen in St. Cloud in June of that year. A property owner recently found human remains on County Road 74, the location where she reportedly vanished. The case is still under investigation. President Trump marked the 100th day of his new term with a rally in Michigan last night. The White House announcing it is easing some tariffs on U.S. automakers. The 25% tariff on imported vehicles and auto parts will remain, but automakers won't be subject to the additional tariffs on imported steel and aluminum. Former Vice President Harris delivering a major address today, just after President Trump marked his first 100 days yesterday. Harris will present her critique to a network of Democratic women seeking elected office. And Wall Street watching closely as the Senate prepares for a showdown over President Trump's tariffs. That vote could happen as early as today on a resolution to block some of the president's recent trade action. Senator Rand Paul is predicting enough Republicans will join Democrats to pass the measure. While the Constitution gives Congress power over duties, a law allows presidential action during unusual and extraordinary threats.
I have two objections. One is the emergency, and then there's the economic objection to tariffs.
When you're going through all this, you got to take the long view. And I think his policy decisions are the right ones. And I think over time, that will bear fruit.
The resolution has almost no chance in the House, where language protects Trump's tariffs. Minnesota Congresswoman Angie Craig bringing her moderate appeal to the U.S. Senate race. She'll run for outgoing Senator Tina Smith's seat. The 2nd District representative outperformed Democrats nationally in November, winning her district by 14 points, while Kamala Harris won it by 6.
She's come out against some of the Democratic immigration policies. She's taken a more moderate or somewhat conservative position on law enforcement.
Republican candidates include retired Navy SEAL Adam Schwartzy and Royce White, who lost to Senator Amy Klobuchar in 2024 by double digits. Wisconsin is joining 23 states suing the Trump administration over AmeriCorps cuts. That lawsuit follows Friday's announcement terminating all federal grants for the agency's programs. States argue the cuts are illegal and cripple the agency's ability to function. A push for changes to North Side Railroad crossings is sparking controversy. The J&A committee voted unanimously to oppose the DOT's plan for Avon and Hager Streets and Liberty Street, Cloud Streets. The change include new medians, four-way stops, and cul-de-sacs that would block access.
You've got to think about emergency vehicles trying to get through. You've got to think about kids getting back and forth to school. You've got to think about just generally people moving about their neighborhood.
Common Council will vote next Thursday. City planners are hosting a public session on updating La Crosse's zoning codes starting at noon today at the La Crosse Library. There'll be a 25-minute presentation covering how zoning impacts housing, costs, and neighborhood design.
All right, from the Plain States as well as portions of the South, we are holding on to an area of low pressure that's ushering in some severe weather, and that's lifting up closer to us. We may get some clouds out of that today, tomorrow, and of course Friday, but rainfall is most likely tomorrow. We have a 20% chance today, though. We may see some of that coming into the evening commute, so please prepare yourself, bring your umbrella, and drive safely. We'll also get into how this all plays out over the next few days. As I mentioned, we have some 60s rolling right through the picture, so above seasonal averages, and then we continue to warm as we go right into the weekend with a whole lot of sunshine on the way. Get out and enjoy that.
A barefoot, camo-wearing trapper in Florida is making headlines after wrestling an alligator on I-95. Jacksonville Sheriff's officials shared video, there it is, of Mike Dragich, known as the Blue Collar Brawler, helping authorities handle the gator in the median. Officials called it another totally normal day in the Sunshine State. Yeah, I was going to say, that's a Florida man if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Good for his brand.
Well, good for him, yeah.
Thanks for waking up with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy the sunshine.